Hey guys, this is our Beverly Hills recap for the 5th episode of the season. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
And we're really glad you're here. We passed our goal of 20,000 subscribers last week. Thank you very much.
Now, our web guy told us that if we get 100,000, we get a plaque.
Like a gold medal, silver, a platinum plaque?
Yeah. Like
we want one of those.
We want one of those.
100,000, that's our new goal.
100,000, that's our new goal.
But 25 would be nice. Let's get to 25. So hit that subscribe button and help us get to our goal, will you?
Yay.
Do you want to talk about what Andy said this week before we get to the show?
Yeah, let's talk about Andy Cohen. So Andy Cohen went on Jeff Lewis Live on Monday, and he had a few words, one of them being Tamara. I think Tamara should come back. Listen, I'm not a Bravo executive, but it seems to me like Andy Cohen is listening to Heather Dubrow. And it sounds like they are doing everything Heather Dubrow says.
Because Jeff Lewis asked about Tamara coming back, and he said, how can you come back if you're doing a podcast about the housewives? If you're talking about the housewives, how can you be a housewife?
Right. Now, Heather Dubrow said that in her podcast. Mm-hmm. Tamara, like you said, what was she supposed to do? She's an expert.
Talk about world hunger.
Yeah, what's she supposed to do on her podcast? Talk about world hunger? She's an expert. She's been on the show for 12 years. She knows what goes on behind closed doors. People want to know.
Right.
Why, if it's a real reality, why can't she come back? Because she's talking about the show? That he is taking what Heather Dubrow said and he's listening to her.
I think maybe he meant that she was going to have to stop doing that podcast if she wants to come back on the show.
Oh, well, of course. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with her trying to make a living and being an expert and talking about, she was on the show for 12 years. You got to give her that kind of credit.
For sure.
And by the way, Tamara could go in there and destroy her. And I do love Shannon. I think Shannon's great. I love her, okay? But Shannon, he said, I love Shannon. Well, we're like, well, who is going to go against Heather? He's like, Shannon. Well, Shannon would apologize to Heather for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, she apologized.
And then Jeff asked Andy if he would bring you back because he loves you and he wants you to come back, and he said,
no, too soon.
Here, let's listen real quick.
I don't know if she... And I put Kelly Dodd on there. No, it's too soon. But I would put her on. I'd put her on there too. Because she's a shit stirrer. Who's gonna confront that bitch Heather Dubrow?
Oh, no. Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon for what? To make the show better?
Heather Dubrow was a failure. A failure.
Yeah.
It went down into the 700s. Never in Orange County history did it ever go down to that. How in the world, in all the realms of possibilities, do you think she's saving the show? She's ruining the show.
She did ruin the show.
She did ruin the show.
All right, now that's enough about that.
That's a rant. That's my Kelly rant.
Okay. Now let's move on to Beverly Hills, shall we? This show was mostly about the big reveal about what Sutton said to Crystal, because Crystal was so bent out of shape about what Sutton had said to her a year ago.
Now, I can't stand that Crystal. They need to get her off that show. She is so irritating and so annoying. I honestly can barely look at her. She disgusts me.
We have a few clips to highlight that, but the first clip we want to show is really kind of cool. It's Garcelle who's buying a beach house in Ventura County, which is about 30 miles north of Malibu, they said.
Well, yeah, it's by Camarillo, so it's real north. It's really cold. My aunt used to have a beach house in Channel Islands, which is in Oxnard, which is freezing. There's nothing to do there. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Well, here's the clip.
So there's a bathroom in here.
Oh my.
Isn't it crazy that we're just
beautiful.
bought a house just to knock it down?
It's all about location.
I mean, everything basically is going. It's for the property.
Yes. I mean, that's the only way really you're gonna get to see the value of the
Yeah.
property if everything is not
Exactly. I didn't grow up knowing anyone who owned more than one home or even owned a home. So for me, buying a beach house, it's a pretty big deal. My vision is to build at least 2,700 square foot. I want to go up. I want to have different decks. I want it to be modern.
It's such a great investment for the kids.
Right. I just want it to be a place my kids can go and just have fun, create memories, and when I'm gone, they can say, this is really cool that Mom did that.
I just want to say congratulations, Garcelle.
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah, terrific.
Good for you.
Good for you.
I
mean, we see all these properties on the beach, and they are all run down. That they all need to be torn down. But it's the land that is really what's special.
She's in for a project. You tear it down on the ground and start from nothing. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But congratulations, that's great.
Dorit's talked about her EDMR, and you said, "Is that like MDA?"
Yeah, is that like MDA? Like,
I think it's different.
You know, like, is she gonna go to a rave?
Maybe.
And trip out? Maybe she should.
Okay, so then we get to the meat of the matter. Crystal sits down with Kyle, and they talk about what Sutton said that was so dark, and Crystal still refuses to say what it was that Sutton said.
I left an open-ending situation that could be interpreted to be something way worse than maybe it really was.
I'm just going to be really clear about this. I'm not going to repeat what she said.
Well, then you never should have said it, is what I'm saying.
Lesson learned.
Dude, that's extremely dangerous. Sutton was not perfect that night in Tahoe. She made a comment about not seeing color.
Are you that girl? I don't see color?
I really don't see color. I don't see race. I don't do it.
Crystal corrected her, and Sutton apologized to her. So I'm confused about what Crystal is talking about that is so dark.
It's not my place to say the details.
But do you not see that it's dangerous to throw something like that out there and say it's so dark what I can't say? To be honest, I think you're gaslighting this situation.
You think I'm gaslighting?
I do.
You really have to be careful with that.
You really have to be careful.
Now, on the Bitchy Housewives this morning, I was scrolling through, and she's like, does Kyle know what gaslighting means? Well, I think that she does. I think that what Crystal was doing was gaslighting. She was acting like she had all this information, it was bigger than what it was, and she would hold that information as if she had the power and the fire, and she could ignite it at any time.
I'm just glad.
That's what my takeaway is from it.
I'm just glad that after 5 episodes, I think we're finally done with this bit of nonsense.
And when are we going to be done with Dorit's? I'm sick of listening to Dorit's PTSD from this. I'm kind of now tired of it.
Maybe we're moving on from that, too.
I hope we move on from that. But can we talk about Crystal real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Sutton should have said, I don't see color, I don't see race. She obviously does, because she said there was a Chinese kid in there was a black kid in there.
We haven't gotten to that yet. We haven't revealed. That's the big reveal.
Oh, that's the big reveal.
I have to show you that clip first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wait. This is. I did want your opinion on Diana saying it took an hour and a half for her to get to Beverly Hills.
Well, she said that her GPS, she was being facetious and saying that Bentleys are a piece of crap, and Bentley GPSs are pieces of crap.
Are they?
Yeah, but who uses their car GPS? I put it right on my phone on my Waze, and that's what I do it, or I talk into it, and Mercedes has the CarPlay. Like, usually I have CarPlay. But first of all, just to get from Beverly Hills to Brentwood takes about an hour, okay?
Yeah, because traffic sucks.
And it's only like 4 miles away, basically. Yeah. Now, Kyle lives in Encino. That's far. So, yeah, it's going to take an hour and a half. She doesn't live in Beverly Hills.
There you go. All right, so this is the key moment when Sutton reveals what actually was said to Crystal. She tells Garcelle.
I remember telling her a story about looking out the window. Porter asked to have friends over, and they were sitting in the jacuzzi, and I'm like, there's my white child with black girls in there. A Chinese girl was in the jacuzzi, and then probably a redheaded Irish Catholic girl. And I'm like, this is what it should be.
I obviously don't disagree, but you need to go further than that. I don't believe that is enough anymore.
But what will Crystal find so dark about a bunch of kids being in a pool?
We were talking about race and all of that. I don't know.
But what did you say?
Exactly what I just said to you.
No way.
I think Garcelle is the only one that has sense in this group. I swear to God. I love Garcelle. I think she's the only one that says what we all think, and she's normal and she's rational, and I'm in love with Garcelle. I am. She's the only one that has a brain in her head, I think.
And the only one willing to stand up to Erika, as we've seen.
Right.
In this case, I think Crystal, as you'll see in a moment, was hoping that Garcelle would come to her defense because Garcelle is African American, and Sutton was talking about a black kid in her hot tub, and Garcelle, you'll see, she's like, so what? Like,
right.
This isn't that bad. I don't know what Crystal's problem is, but that storyline is
that Crystal is just so, oh my God, she's just bugs.
Okay. Before we go any further, we want to once again thank El Cristiano Tequila for sponsoring our show. We had met Nitin, one of the owners, and his brother Karen. We just met last week with his wife Priyanka. How awesome!
And they're friends with like all my friends. Who knew?
We didn't know.
We didn't know. They're really cool.
I don't know if they want us to tell this story. First of all, purity, passion, purpose. They make this stuff with zero additives. They make it from like 6-year-old plants, and they do it right. They have the best staff. But they're also really good people. And I don't know if they wanted to tell the story about it. They bought 60 laptops for kids down in Guadalajara who had no computers in their classrooms. Like, good for them.
Yeah, they do. They give back, and they give back to the community of Guadalajara.
So speaking of giving back, you guys can get 10% off on your El Cristiano. If you go to el-cristiano.com and you put in the discount code RK10, you can buy this stuff for 10% off. And I'm telling you, it is the best tequila that we have.
It is the best, and I never get hangovers.
And it's so good that we're running out.
Yeah.
So
we
guys,
drank the Añejo.
Guys, we need more Añejo and maybe some more silver, which happens to be my favorite.
God, we sound like you're alcoholics here.
Well, no, I mean, it's been over time. It's not like it happened overnight.
I know.
But it's excellent tequila. Now go to the website, get yourself some.
It's delish.
You will
pure, no additives.
Okay, back to the show. They fly private to Mexico, which is always awesome.
Right, it's great.
And then Diana reminds us all that whenever she travels anywhere, she sends her team ahead of her to get the room ready.
Is that Diana's plane, or does she charter that plane?
I think she chartered it.
I think she chartered it because you got to be basically a billionaire to own a plane.
I think it was
and
a
she's
net
only
jet
worth
kind of
$250 a net jet kind of a thing.
But it's like, I get it. You're rich and you have people do things for you. You're living large. That's awesome. But she told us this story twice now.
Yeah.
About how her team goes and gets her room ready. And I don't know. That annoyed me a little bit. But I guess that's what people watch for, right?
Yeah.
They talked about Rinna's mom, Lois, who died.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lisa Rinna. I'm really sorry about your mom. I know you were very close to her.
And
that's horrible.
Then they all go out to dinner in Mexico. And Sutton goes after Crystal, who defends herself, and I think that is this clip.
I just don't want any kind of untruths to be spoken. That can be very dangerous.
There was a lot more said prior to that.
Okay.
That was very dark. As you know, I felt uncomfortable with what was being said, but we've gone through it. We've talked about it, and you really understand it.
That was from last year.
Totally. I think that's what
So
also
why
it's
bring it up?
contextually. Oh,
I want to be able to trust this friendship that we're developing.
it was in our very first conversation, and the tone was it was heavy and it was very uncomfortable.
You said that there was something a lot worse, and it's dark.
Okay, so words are like a Rorschach, right?
Like what?
A Rorschach.
I don't know what that is.
test.
A blot test.
Okay.
So, I know, these are big words.
I know, these are big words because I'm so much smarter than you and I'm the master manipulator and all this. So yeah, it's very dark and I have my own feelings. I have my own feelings and my personal feelings, and I know your feelings are not validated. You don't validate my feelings. I mean, this chick is a cuckoo bird. I mean, she really is.
She said she didn't feel safe in Kyle's house.
She didn't feel safe. She's triggered. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not in a safe place. My feelings are not validated.
It was all from a thing that happened a year ago, and as you're about to hear, well, you did hear basically what it was, but it's like all these women And listen, everyone's entitled to their own feelings. I get that.
Because she's pissed off because she said there was a black, a Chinese kid, a redhead, and a Chinese. That's what she's mad about?
Right.
That's what's so dark?
Well,
that's what they were. They were in the hot tub.
And the worst part was that she kept hinting at something being really dark. She kept using the word dark. And it made it sound like Sutton was a racist. She had all this information about her. And you'll see the next clip, well, in 2 clips, that they are like, you can't do that. You can't make someone look that bad without telling us what it was.
Why do all these woke people keep bringing up the race card? It's like, there are people out there that are really racist. And so when you're using that all the time as a tool to win an argument, it kind of dilutes the real fact that there are people out there like the KKK or whatever. So when like Rinna went after Kathy Hilton, said she was a racist and a homophobe.
Speaking of Rinna,
like,
watch this.
You just want her to say that she doesn't think you're a racist.
Well,
This isn't about the content of the conversation.
no.
It's about the insinuation.
That she's a racist.
This is where it gets dangerous because you are dangling a really dangerous carrot.
When you don't say what it is, people are going to fill in the blank.
Oh,
and it's going to be a lot worse.
It's already bad
I know.
for you.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not good for you.
No, it's not.
It's dangerous. It's not good for you, Rinna says. Not good for you. Talking to Sutton. This is not good for you.
Right.
Saying that you being called a racist is not good for you. And then what did Rinna do?
Rinna went online and called Kathy Hilton a racist and a homophobe. And she just now, this is the hypocrites that I can't stand, okay? Just because Kathy Hilton is a conservative and she voted for Trump and she hangs out over there, doesn't mean that she's a racist. She has Michael Jackson over, she supports gays. Like, it is the most annoying argument out there. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these people like the Bronwyns and the Noellas and all these people because, you talk about something and then all of a sudden now you're a racist. And you know what? It is dangerous. And here Rinna is doing the same thing because she wants to hurt Kathy Hilton.
So I guess between the time she filmed that scene and the time she decided to call Kathy Hilton a racist.
She knew she was good. That's how they win an argument. That's how these woke people win arguments. Okay. And it's just wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
The clip that I was most excited to play for you is the Erika clip.
I am in awe of what I'm hearing, I must say.
What do you mean? What's in your? What do you mean?
I'm in awe. I'm just like, this was kind of what I was saying last year, which was, hold on, let me, hold on.
That was a different situation.
Yeah, there's similarities.
I am appalled. All right, now, just hold on. Hold on. I'm appalled. I'm appalled about what's going on.
What are you appalled about? Like, shut up. Don't make it about you, Erika.
Well,
it's not about you.
That's what she was doing.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about from last year.
What? That you haven't done one thing for all those victims? Yeah, it's been a year and you can't even acknowledge or have any kind of empathy or done anything to support those people.
Because I need my team to do my glam and I'm just all about myself and I'm only care about me.
She's playing the victim.
She's playing the victim.
Here, one more time.
I am in awe. I must say. This is what I was kind of saying last year. This is what I was saying last year.
Your Erika is the absolute best. It's the best. So the end of the show, Sutton finally gets really pissed. And the ladies come to her defense. Like, they back her up here.
I didn't
didn't think there was anything dark about it then. I don't think there's anything dark about it now.
It's not like she said something that was so horrible.
But she said she told you.
She
some of the
told me, but I was like, is there something else? Because that doesn't seem dark to me. It didn't seem as dark as you made it out to be.
That's what I'm talking. Okay, but was it problematic to you?
Was it problematic to me?
What she told you?
No. What we're all taking offense to is the fact that you alluded to it being really, really bad. That could hurt her reputation.
Look, I like Crystal. As much as I hate her and like her. So thanks.
I'm sorry.
No, thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. First of all, that girl, I wouldn't be friends with her. I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. Like, that girl is bad news bears. And especially in Beverly Hills is small and everyone talks. If she's got a bad reputation and she's a shit disturber, what is she even like that girl is dangerous.
One of the things
Sutton
said was that she'd heard things about Crystal, that some stuff where she would.
She's a liar.
She would work her way to a friend group, and
the girl is a liar. She is.
Well, and she also was really crying for attention on this, and I think blew it up way bigger than it needed to be. And she did go after Sutton in a way that could have hurt Sutton, and probably did hurt Sutton over the last few weeks, because she kept alluding to this awful stuff that she allegedly said that turned out to be something pretty benign, in my opinion.
Me too. I thought so too.
It was an entertaining show.
It was very entertaining.
Yep. We didn't fall asleep. We didn't walk away.
I didn't fall asleep like Dubai. I fell asleep and walked away. I can't watch that. You guys, I just got to let you know right here. We're not recapping Dubai. I can't watch it. I'm sorry.
Well, they also don't want us to use the clips, which leads me to believe that perhaps Dubai is controlling the show.
Yes.
But we'll talk more about Dubai. We're going to do a separate thing about Dubai. We're gonna end this show right now by reminding you to get yourself some El Cristiano at 10% off on el-cristiano.com using the discount code RK10.
RK10.
We really appreciate you guys being here.
And then
hit
write back to me
button
and tell me if you guys love it or not.
Oh yeah. Send us your comments, because we'll read some of them on the air, and we'll definitely follow through with your requests.
You guys be safe. Have a great week, and
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Take care.